Dear students, I hope you are all fine and studying well at home. Today we will discuss the chapter Matrices. It is the third chapter of class 12th. Dear students, now let us discuss about a matrix. A matrix is an ordered rectangular array of numbers or functions. The numbers or functions are called elements or entries of a matrix. We always denote a matrix by some capital letter of English alphabet. Let us take some examples. Let A is a matrix having entries 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see there are two horizontal rows. These are called rows. And there are vertical entries. These are called columns. In this we can see that there are two horizontal lines. These horizontal lines constitute rows and these are three vertical lines. These constitute columns. We can see that in this matrix we have two rows and three columns. Dear students, now let us discuss about the order of a matrix. In this matrix, there are two rows and three columns. Hence, the order of this matrix is equal to 2 by 3. This 2 represents the number of rows and 3 represents the number of columns. We always put the order of the matrix at this place, that is 2 by 3. It clearly shows that this matrix A has 2 rows and 3 columns. All these elements are called. Let us take another example. Let the matrix B has elements 3, 5, 2, 1, 1, 2, 6, 7, 3, 1, 0, 2. You can see this is a rectangular arrangement having three vertical lines which represents rows. So we can see that the matrix B has 3 rows and we can see there are 4 horizontal lines. These are called columns. Hence we can say that this matrix has 4 columns. Hence the order of this matrix is equal to 3 by 4. It clearly represents the number of rows and the number of columns. In general, we represent the matrix by the elements A11, A12 up to A1n. In this, we can see that in the first row, we have n elements represented by A11. This means that A11 is the element of first row and first column. That means we can represent the journal element by Aij, where I reflects the number of its row and j reflects its number of column. That means any element can be represented by a journal symbol Aij. Now we can take an example that a matrix B has elements 2, 1, 5, 3, 1, 2. In this we can see that the order of this matrix is 2 by 3. That means there are 2 rows and 3 columns. Now we can find some journal elements like this A12. This means the element of first row and second column. We can see that there are 2 rows and 3 columns. This is first row and this is first column. This is second column. Hence, we require the element of first row and second column, that is 1. Now let us take some more values. A, 2, 3. What does this mean? Element of second row and third column. That means it is 2. Now in this way we can find any element of any matrix. In general representation of a matrix, we can say that the order of this matrix is m by n because it has m rows and n columns. Now, in general, we can write any matrix A as symbolically Aij m cross n. So, we can write any matrix in this form. Dear students, if we know the order of a given matrix, then we can always find the number of elements of that matrix. We will actually multiply the number of rows and number of columns. This will give us the number of elements of that matrix. So, number of element is m multiplied by n. Let us take an example. If we have a matrix having rectangular arrangement with elements 2, 3, 5, 1, 4, 0, 2, 1, 2. We can see that the order of this matrix is 3 by 3. That means the number of elements in A is equal to 3 multiplied by 3, which is equal to 9. Hence, we can always find the number of elements from order of the matrix, and vice versa. If we are given number of elements, we can always think about the possible number of orders of the matrices. For example, if the matrix has total 14 elements, then we can think of the possible number of orders this matrix can have. Let us think 1 by 14. That means this is one possible order of a matrix which has 1 row and 14 columns. Another possible order could be 14 by 1. That means a matrix could have 14 rows and 1 column, which will have 14 elements. Now we can also say that the matrix could be 2 by 7 order. That means it has 2 rows and 7 columns. Also 7 by 2, that means 7 rows and 2 columns. In this way, we can find the possible orders of a given matrix if we know the number of elements of that matrix. Let us understand how to construct a matrix if its general element is given. We are given a matrix whose elements are given by Aij equal to 2i minus j, and we have to construct a 2 by 2 matrix. Now, let us find the elements of this matrix. We require A11, A12, A21 and A22 because this is a 2 by 2 matrix which will have only 4 elements. Now, we can find all the values of these elements by putting the value of I and j in Aij. That means for A11, we will put the value of I equal to 1 and j equal to 1 in Aij. That means A11 is given by 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. A12 is given by 2 into 1 minus 2, which is equal to 0. A21 is given by 2 into 2 minus 1, which is equal to 3. And A22 is given by 2 into 2 minus 2, that is 2. Now, the matrix can be constructed by putting these values at their respective places. That is, A11 is equal to 1, A12 is equal to 0, A21 is 3 and A22 is 2. We can always represent the order of the matrix at this place. That means the order of this matrix is 2 by 2. Now, this is the required matrix. Dear students, now let us discuss about the various types of matrices. First type is column matrix. The matrix which has only one column is called a column matrix. For example, a matrix having elements 3, 5, 1 and 4 in one column is called a column matrix. In this we can see that the order of this matrix is 4 by 1. That means this matrix has 4 rows and 1 column. Now, row matrix. What is a row matrix? A matrix having only one row and it could have any number of columns, that is called a row matrix. Let us take an example. A matrix having one row and let us take an example of having 4 columns. For example, 1, 3, 5 and 7. This matrix has 4 columns and again only one row. So the order of this matrix will be 1 by 4. Now let us discuss about the square matrix. As its name suggests that this rectangular array will be in a square form. That means the number of rows and the number of columns will be same in this case. Let us understand through an example. Let us take an example of a matrix having elements in a row and column like this. You can see that there are 3 rows and 3 columns. So we can easily say that the number of rows and the number of columns are equal. Then it is said to be a square matrix. If A is a square matrix of order n by n, then the entries A11, A22, A33 up to ANN are said to constitute a diagonal. That means these entries constitute a diagonal of a given matrix. Let us take an example that the matrix has elements 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 5, 6, 2, 3. For a diagonal to exist, the matrix must be a square matrix. Hence, the diagonal elements are these 3, 1 and 3. That means A11, A22 and A33 elements constitute a diagonal of this matrix. Now, let us discuss about the fourth type of a matrix, that is diagonal matrix. Every square matrix A is said to be a diagonal matrix if all its non-diagonal elements are 0. Let us take an example. If the matrix A has 3 rows and 3 columns, then let us first put the elements in the diagonal. Now, all other elements of this matrix must be 0. Then it is called a diagonal matrix. For this, we can write in a general form that Aij is equal to 0 for I not equal to j. This is a general representation of the element of a diagonal matrix. Now, let us discuss about the scalar matrix. A diagonal matrix having all its diagonal elements same, it is called a scalar matrix. For example, a matrix having all its diagonal elements same, it could be 2, 3, 4, whatever the element could be. Other elements of this diagonal matrix must be 0. Hence, this matrix is said to be a scalar matrix. Now, let us discuss about the identity matrix. A square matrix having all its diagonal element as 1 and rest of the elements equal to 0. That is called an identity matrix. Let us understand through an example. You can see that all the elements except the diagonal elements are 0, and we can represent through a general element, that is Aij. It is equal to 0 for I not equal to j and is equal to 1 for all I equal to j, that means A11 element, A22, A33, all are said to be equal to 1, and the rest of the elements when I is not equal to j is equal to 0. Then it is called an identity matrix. A matrix is said to be a zero matrix or null matrix if all the entries or elements of that matrix are 0. So it could be any rectangular matrix having all its entries 0, that is called a null matrix. We generally denote this null matrix by capital O. Dear students, now let us discuss about the equality of a matrix. As we know that the matrix has no value of its own. It is just a representation of elements in the rectangular array. So they can be equal only if the order of the matrices are equal and the corresponding elements of matrices are also equal. Let us understand this through an example. If the matrix A has elements 2, 3, 4 and 5 and the matrix B has elements or entries 2, 3, 4 and 5. So first of all we need to check that the order of this matrix A is 2 by 2 and order of the matrix B is also 2 by 2. Now we have to check the entries. Corresponding entries are A11 is 2, A12 is 3 in both the matrices, A21 is 4 in both the matrices and A22 is also 5 in both the matrices. That means these matrices are equal. We represent it by a symbol equal. Now let us consider one more example. If the matrix C has elements 2, 3, 4 and 5 and D matrix has elements 2, 3, 1 and 5. Now it can be clearly seen that one of the entries in both the matrices is not same. That is the entry A21. It is not same in C and D. Hence C matrix is not equal to D matrix. Dear students, now let us understand through an example. Find x and y if A is equal to B. Matrix A has entries x plus 1, 2, 3 and y minus 1 and matrix B has entries 3, 2, 3 and 4. First of all, let us check whether the constant entries are equal or not. Now, let us equate the remaining entries, that is x plus 1 must be equal to the 1, 1 entry of matrix B because these matrices are equal. That means x plus 1 is equal to 3. That means x is equal to 2 and y minus 1, that is A22 entry of matrix A will be equal to A22 entry of matrix B. That means y minus 1 is equal to 4. That means y is equal to 5. In this way, we can find some unknowns by equating the given matrices. Dear students, now let us discuss about some operations on the matrices, that is addition of matrices, multiplication of a matrix by a scalar, difference of matrices and multiplication of matrices. First operation is addition of matrices. Let us take an example. A is equal to 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 5, that is a 2 by 3 matrix and B is also a 2 by 3 matrix. Note that if the order of the matrices is not same, then we cannot add these matrices. Order of these matrices must be same. Then the operation A plus B will give you the values after adding the corresponding entries of two matrices, that is 3 plus 2 will be put at the place of A11, that is equal to 5. Then A12 entries will be added, that will give you the value 2. Then A13 will be 7. Now A21 will be 8, A22 will be 2 and A23 will be 7. This will be again a 2 by 3 matrix. So in this way we can add 2 or more matrices. Now let us understand the second operation, that is multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. If a matrix A is multiplied by a constant K. Then Ka is a matrix which can be obtained by multiplying each entry of that matrix by K. For example, if A is a matrix having elements 3, 1, 2 and 5, which is a 2 by 2 matrix, then a matrix 3A can be obtained by multiplying each entries of this matrix by a constant 3. That is, A1 will become 9, A12 will become 3, A21 will become 6 and A22 will become 15. Again we can see that 3A will be a 2 by 2 matrix. Now let us discuss about the negative of a matrix. It is denoted by minus A, which can be written as minus 1 into A. It can be interpreted as the multiplication of a matrix by a scalar, that is minus 1. Now let us take an example to understand this. If A is a matrix having entries 2, 1, 3 and minus 5, then its negative, that is minus A, will be minus 2, minus 1, minus 3 and plus 5. Now let us discuss about the difference of matrices. A minus B is said to be the difference of matrices if the order of A and order of B is same. That means it can be written as A plus minus 1 into B. That means we have added two matrices, but the second matrix is multiplied by a scalar minus 1. Let us take an example. If A is a matrix 3, 1, 2 and 5 and B is a matrix 2, minus 1, 3 and 4, we can easily find the difference of these matrices A minus B. It will be equal to A plus minus 1 into B. That is, the matrix A 3, 1, 2 and 5 plus minus 1 into the matrix 2, minus 1, 3 and 4. Now, first we will simplify the second matrix, that is, multiply the scalar with all the entries minus 2, 1, minus 3 and minus 4. Now we will add the corresponding entries of these two matrices. It will be 3 and minus 2 will be 1, 1 and 1 will be 2, then minus 1 and 1. So we obtained the difference of these matrices A minus B. Similarly, we can find B minus A. Dear students, I hope you must have understood the chapter thoroughly and will be able to do problems related to this chapter. Thank you.